Conference Championship weekend, the AFC and the NFC. Bob, Kent, and Greg all here for the fun. Cincinnati takes on Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. We could comment about last weekend in total, but we're moving on. It was amazing. We all know that. Bob, your thoughts as we go into Cincinnati taking on Kansas City?
I just hope it can be nearly as good as last weekend was, man, across the board. It was the best football I've ever watched, I think, in my entire life, not alone as a sports writer for 40 plus years, but it was fantastic football. I don't know if we're going to get that. I don't think we're going to get lucky. Maybe in the second game, but the first game, it's appealing. It's intriguing. You know, I picked the Bengals last week and they won in dramatic fashion, like all those games. I want to see that game happen again. I just don't know if it's going to happen. I like the Chiefs a lot in this game for a lot of different reasons, but man, how can you not be a fan of the Bengals after what they've done?
Greg, I see you nodding your head about that. Last time Joe Burrow played the Chiefs, he threw 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah, he also got knocked down about 10 times. I think he took 4 sacks in that game. He threw for like 460 yards, something like that. Joe Burrow I'm actually afraid the guy's too tough for his own good. Joe Burrow grew up a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, and his favorite player was Matthew Dellavedova. So one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL thinks he's a glue guy. He thinks he's like a hustle guy. You gotta watch this dude, man. I'm not picking the Bengals, but man, between Burrow and T. Higgins, who I saw at the Fiesta Bowl when he played for Clemson, T. Higgins said recently that he grew up a Bengals fan because he was a fan of A.J. Green. The Bengals, that's a fun team, man. But Kansas City's Kansas City. That offense is a lot.
Ken, it took one of your last second field goals for the Bengals to beat the Chiefs earlier this season. What are your thoughts on this AFC Championship?
I'm all for your motion to move on from last week because I went 0 for 4. So
did you?
Yeah. Let's completely move on from last week. I'm like most of the rest of the country. I love the Bengals. I don't dislike the Chiefs either, but it'd be fun to see the Bengals win this one. But man, I just don't see it. I mean, Joe Burrow was sacked 9 times last week by the Titans. Yeah. And the only reason the Titans lost is Ryan Tannehill couldn't throw the ball to his own guys. Not the only reason, but it compensated for the 9 sacks. I don't think Kansas City's going to do that. And I think Kansas City's going to be able to score against the Bengals.
So I think the strategy then is don't hit Joe Burrow, right? Like don't sack him, don't knock him down. Just everybody just, hey, man, be cool, right? Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
They'll pick you apart if you do that.
Joe Burrow reminds me of that cool gunfighter in Westerns, where some guy's picking a fight with him and he's just like puts out his cigarette and is like, okay, let's do it. Let's go. Never change his facial expression.
It's like Indiana Jones when the guy approaches, him, right. And Indiana just pulls out his gun and just shoots him and says, that was easy. Okay. All right, let's go to predictions for the AFC Championship game. Bob?
I want to say Joe Burrow is going to be Doc Holliday, but I don't see it. So Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to win. I think they're going to win by about 7.
Okay, Greg?
Yeah, I think the spread is Kansas City by 10. I don't see that happening, especially based on
7. It's 7 now. 7? It's come down. Yeah, it's 7 now.
Okay. I can see that. Give me Kansas City. Kansas City will cover. I got Kansas City. It's entertainment purposes only. Do not use this for financial advice.
I like how he went into this, Bob. He really, we said no score, but he, went with the numbers there. Okay, Kent, here we go.
I think this is going to be a fun game. And watching these two teams last week, what struck me is how much faster they are than the Cardinals, how fast their skill players are. And really all last weekend. And I'm thinking, man, the Cardinals got to get some of those guys. But I agree with Greg and Mac. I think the Chiefs take care of business in this one. I don't know if they cover or not. I'll say the Chiefs by 5.
All right, Chiefs all the way around. We transition to the NFC Championship, and it's also the NFC West Championship, really. I mean, let's get real here. The 49ers versus Greg's unfavored LA Rams. We know you won't be talking about LA, so I'll expect something from the 49ers. Kent, let's start with you on this. The 49ers won both matchups during the season here. What do you expect to see from this game?
I think it's going to be like a lot of the games between these two teams. I think it's going to be close. It's going to be a slugfest. The 49ers have beaten the Rams 6 straight times. I mean, that's so I start thinking, God, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season, but they beat them 6 straight times dating back to 2018, 19, whatever. I mean, they are like the Cardinals used to be with the Rams. I think the 49ers are going to slug it out, do what they do, pound the ball, try to jump on the Rams early, make them panic a little bit. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a contrast in styles from the AFC game.
Yeah, for sure. Greg, your thoughts on this 49er Ram matchup?
So, yeah, again, I'm a sports columnist in Phoenix. Please don't ask me to say anything nice about Los Angeles, so I won't. Instead, I will say that what Matthew Stafford is doing in the playoffs, there's nobody who actually knows football in the city of Detroit who is surprised. Like, Stafford is just terrific, and he's actually got an opportunity to win. Only thing is Stafford can get a little out of hand and start slinging the ball to the other team. And if you can get him a little too excited, if you're the 49ers, either with pressure or confusing him with weird looks on the back end. But, man, that guy's got a lot of weapons, man. Odell Beckham looks like the guy who made that 3-finger catch. Cooper Kupp looks like, he ate Jerry Rice and is like wearing him as a suit. I don't know. It just – these guys – The Rams, and I'm really trying not to say anything good about Los Angeles, but I'm trying to focus on the Los Angeles players. You see how I'm trying to toe that line? I'm looking for DeMeco Ryans, the San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator, to really put his stamp on this game, because I think that that's the only chance the 49ers have. I don't think their offense is potent enough. But if you're going to pick the 49ers, it's going to be because Arizona State Sun Devil wide receiver Brandon Ayuk gets loose.
Okay. Which, he was the top receiver for the 49ers, not saying much, but he was the top receiver, but that's all they needed. All right, Bob, your thoughts on this game and a prediction. We'll get it going with you.
I'll just say that I agree with what Kent was saying earlier about the 49ers having this dominance over the Rams. By the way, Kent, the Rams still have dominance over the Cardinals, if you really think about it.
Yeah, true.
But the Cardinals have dominance over the 49ers, so that really is a moot point. I mean, they've beaten them a ton last 4 or 5 years. So
does that mean if the 49ers win that the Cardinals actually are the
Super Bowl? They had their chance and they blew it, man. They had their chance and they blew it. I like the 49ers in this game. I didn't say I'm going to pick them yet. I like how they match up. That it's what Ken said last week about the Niners. They're built for kind of certain games. They're built for this game too. I think running back and tight end on both sides, both teams, is where this game is going to really be decided in one form. I don't think the quarterback's as great as Stafford has been. Garoppolo's never seemed to live into the moment, right? I mean, he's been some big games, but he just seems to And Stafford, okay, maybe this is the year he doesn't do that. I don't trust either one of the quarterbacks to deliver the goods. I'm thinking it's going to be running, and I guess a tight end needs his quarterback, but it's going to be yards after the catch. Both teams have some great weapons there. No, screw it. I'm picking the Niners. There. I think they win by 3.
I like it. I like it. All right, Kent, what do you think? Your prediction here.
I think with these two quarterbacks, it's like which one doesn't make that colossal mistake? I think it's going to be a close game, and it could come down to that. I really do. I'm interested too to see if the 49ers fans take over SoFi Stadium like they did in that final regular season game, where I think the Rams had to go to a silent count almost in their own stadium. And that would just serve LA fans right. I'm kind of with Greg on that. I keep thinking it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, but I think the 49ers got something going. I'm gonna go the 49ers by 4 points.
Okay.
Thanks for not leaving me on an island by myself.
Yeah. Greg?
What's the spread?
It is 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Rams by 4. I think Aaron Donald is going to end up picking his teeth with Jimmy Garoppolo, and there's not going to be anything that anybody can do about it. That I think is going to be the difference. I'm rooting for 40. I'm rooting for the 49ers though, because I like the transference theory, right? So if the 49ers go to the championship, that means the Cardinals could have gone to the championship. If it would have just broken differently, that means the Cardinals still can win the Super Bowl.
Sounds like a column that he's already pre-written for Monday.
I want to read that.
Rams by 4.
Rams by 4. Oh, he picks the Rams after
down.
all. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
They're still playing St. Louis, right? They're still no.
No.
Oh.
It's championship weekend. All your coverage at azcentral.com.